to just talk about what I feel like as a teacher and a coach of what the city of Oxford and Oxford City Schools is about. I believe it is an environment, and we are products of our environment. I believe it is an environment that players, coaches, teachers, and students get educated, energized, and empowered to that lifestyle and to that standard of excellence that also exceeds the expectation that leads to a desired outcome. So as Ruth here introduces and welcomes our head coach, I would like to welcome him as well as he raises the standard of excellence. Because once you guys put on that black and gold jersey, you never take it off. Whether you're at McDonald's or whether it's 20 years from now and you come back to an alumni game, you never take the jersey off once you put it on. So I would like for Ruth and I to welcome our new coach to raise that ceiling of the city of Oxford and Oxford athletics. I would also ask him to embrace the pressure and help put those diamonds in those championship rings. I also ask that he work with each and every player to exceed their expectations, because there's no better feeling of a teacher and a coach for a kid or a team to exceed the expectation that leads to a desired outcome, which we all want to be on the top of that mountain of success at the end of the year. In order to have that type of leader that leads us to the ultimate goal, that desired outcome, you also have to sail the right ships. And by saying that, I mean it's not only about championships, it is about the relationships that you build, the friendships that you make, the sportsmanship that you show, and the leadership and the followership that you display in doing all those things that lead to a championship. So I'm going to let Ruth here introduce the captain of our ship.
Hello, my name is Ruth and I go to Oxford Elementary, and I would like to welcome our new head coach to Oxford and his family. Go Big O.
I hear you, Ruth. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce and welcome our new head football coach, Coach Adams, his wife, Kimberly, and son, Whit. Coach Adams an opportunity to come up and share his vision for our program. Coach, as you come up, Parker Cooper, a C. Henna student, has something he wants to give you as well.
Thanks to every one of you for being here tonight. I know it's all spring break for everybody, and a lot of options and places you can possibly be. I think this really shows how important football is in this town, and this is a town that values high school athletics in general. And first one is get around to thank yous. First off, I hope everybody understands that the decision for me to come here was not made by me alone. It's always a family decision. Family is very important to me, and I would like to thank my wife Kimberly and my son Whit. Get them around the corner. I would also like to thank Mr. Harmon and Dr. Goodwin and the interview committee, and obviously tonight the board as well for approving the hire. And just want to let everybody know first off that my family and I are unbelievably excited and honored to lead this program. Let me rephrase that. I think I was excited before I walked in the doors to see what it looks like inside this building tonight, to see the energy in this, the field energy in this room tonight. I think I moved on from excited to ecstatic. just the great tradition of coaches that have been through here. Bill Burgess, Robert Herring, Pastor Neville, John Gross, Ryan Herring, and of course Keith Etheridge. We fully understand the responsibility, and we're ready for the challenge. My main goal tonight, speaking with each of you, is to help everybody understand my vision for the program, our mission, our core values, and to also make sure that everybody in here understands that we're all a part of the team. Some people are going to wear jerseys on Friday night. Some people are going to carry instruments on Friday night. Some people are going to carry pom-poms. But regardless of what your role is inside that stadium on Friday night, we're all on the same team. In our program, we're going to accomplish everything, and we're going to accomplish every goal that we set out in front of us, really as a result of two main things that we work toward every single day, and that's establishing our culture and our development of players. Our players are going to have the best experience they can possibly have as a high school athlete. That's going to be as a result of their relationships with each other, the relationships with our coaching staff, and their relationships in the community here inside the city of Oxford. And what they'll find as we move forward and we start to understand each other and understand how this program is going to be run is that this is going to be a program not only that they want to be a part of, but it's going to be a program that they cannot live without. It's going to be something they look forward to being a part of every single day. Now, the next one is just to explain really the core mission and the culture and our player development. So, first off, we use a very intentional language in our program. We carefully select the words that we use. We also make sure that we carefully define those words so that everybody in the program understands them in exactly the same way. So when we say the word culture, I know that's a big buzzword that is used all across America now, and for our purposes, our culture is going to be what we believe in, and as a result, how we're going to behave. And it's going to be always revolve around our vision, our mission, and our core values. So our vision, my vision for this program is that we are running a leadership academy. We just happen to use football as a vehicle day in and day out to do that. Football is something that is obviously very important. We all are coaching the game and playing the game because we love doing it. But football is going to be something that leaves every one of us one day. At some point, we're all going to play for the last time. You're going to take your helmet off for the last time. Maybe you go on and coach and you stay a part of the game, but at some point, football is going to leave you. And so we got to make sure that we have an experience and we get something out of this program that lasts long after that day comes. Our mission is a three-part mission. First off, we're going to develop great sons, brothers, husbands, and later on fathers. Our second part of the mission is to reinforce the importance of academics for all players. And our third part of the mission is if we do a great job, and when we do a great job of establishing the first two, then as a result of that hard work, we're going to have the opportunity to compete for championships and reach our full athletic potential. We have a set of core values in our program. And you're going to hear words like toughness. That's always the one that's right up at the top. And the way that we define that word is that we have the ability to summon positive emotion under times of duress. So we understand there's going to be good times, there's going to be bad times, there's going to be plays that go our way, there's going to be plays that don't. There's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days. That applies to football, and that also will continue to apply long after football is over. But when those bad days happen, when those bad events happen, we're going to respond to them the way that we need to be able to summon positive emotion and dig ourselves out of those situations. Other core values, you're going to hear words like competition. We define that as I'm given nothing and I earn everything. We realize that anything worth having in this life is going to be the result of a whole lot of hard work. We're not going to dodge the hard work. We're going to dive headfirst into it so that we earn everything that we get. Number three, our third core value is energy. To define that, we say, I am the thermostat, not the thermometer. We don't want to be products of our environment. We don't want to simply always respond to the environment around us. We want to be able to take the initiative and make our energy contagious to everyone else around us. Our next core value is family. This is a really important one to define because I know in today's age, there are a lot of different people have different ideas of what family is. My family may look different from one person's and the next person's and the next person's. The way that we define family is that I respect, protect, and serve my brother. The last of the core values is discipline. And by that, we say we intentionally respond according to our values. And I think football is a game that emotion is a big part of. And we do want to feed into that at times, but we don't want to play the game or live our lives emotionally. We don't want to be overly emotional. We're going to respond according to our values so that we're playing the same game every single day, and we're not just responding impulsively from one day to the next or one play to the next. Our player development program. Every player is going to leave our program when it's all said and done with the tools required to accomplish whatever goal that they want to set out to accomplish. Whether that's going on to play college football, I want to give them every tool that they can to go play college football. I know there's guys out there, right over there right now, there may be a guy that doesn't have offers yet, he's looking for that first one. There's guys over there that have 20 offers, and they're looking for 50. I want all those guys and everyone in between to realize that I'm going to do whatever I can do to help you reach those goals. I'm also going to give you the tools so that you can help yourself. Some of the guys may not have that as a goal. Maybe they want to go into the workforce right after school. We're going to give them all the tools that we can to make them a good employee. Some of them may just want to go into further education in college. We want to make sure we've done everything that we can to give them the tools that they can remain and be a good student long after they're done here at Oxford. When we talk about player development, we kind of divide it into three categories, and that is character development, academic development, and physical development. So as character development, we're going to guide our players to be leaders of the school, city, and of their future families. So we are going to make sure that each day we model what that looks like to be a strong male leader, first off. And then we're going to dive into it on a daily basis so that they know exactly how they should respond to each kind of situation they'll be faced with in life. Academically, we're going to allow our players to have the greatest number of options available for their chosen avenue after high school. Again, whether that's continuing their college into just being a college student, whether that's going into the workforce, or whether that's being a college athlete. And lastly, and obviously, physical development. We're going to allow our players to reach their full athletic potential and to compete for championships. I know tonight there's a lot of people that are representative of a lot of segments of the community here tonight. So I want to just directly address each group of people that's here. So for the players, I want you to know first off, I can't wait to develop relationships with all of them. I'm going to get my hands dirty. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. I'm going to put my arm around you. I'm going to hug you. I'm going to kick you in the rear end when that needs to happen too. I want to learn why you play the game. I want to know what the game means to you. I want to know what this town means to you, what this school means to you. And I want you to know that you're all going to be loved and that you're going to be loved tough. We're going to have an exceptionally high standard for everybody that's a part of our program. Again, I want to make this program one that you cannot live without. And I can really only make you two guarantees right here tonight that you're going to get immediately. You're going to have, those two things are opportunity and adversity. And here's the tricky part. Sometimes it's really hard to tell the difference between the two. Sometimes something may look like adversity, but once you dive into it, you realize it's opportunity. Now I realize that everybody here knows, there's been 3 coaches come through here in the last 4 years. That can look like adversity. But if you take it in the right way, respond to it in the right way, then you realize there's going to be a whole lot of opportunities that are laid out ahead of you. To the parents that are in the room, I want you to know that we're all part of the village that raised our Oxford kids. If you have a problem with your son at home, I want to know about that. I want to do anything that I can, in any setting that I can, to help you with that. We're going to have a separate parent meeting soon that'll explain really all the ins and outs, the calendar, procedures, and those kind of things. Until then, what I want to ask of you, the biggest thing you need to help us out in the meantime is make sure you're taking as much interest in your son's academics as you do his athletics. I know we have some teachers in the room as well. This is what I want you to know. I, as a head football coach, want to do everything I can do to make your job easier as a teacher. I want open lines of communication at all times. Again, knowing that there's not necessarily just football kids in our building and just band kids. They're all Oxford kids. They're all our kids. You're part of our team as well. And I read a statistic just the other day that said most successful adults felt loved and invested in by at least 5 adults when they were children and adolescents. So again, most people that turn out to be successful adults were loved and invested in by at least 5 adults when they were children and teenagers. So I'm going to ask you to be one of the 5. I'm going to challenge you to be one of the 5. And for all the community members here, also want to let you know this program wants to do everything it can to make the city of Oxford a better place. Let me know what we can do to help. We want to take part in community service projects. We want to do anything we can. I just need to know what it is. So don't be afraid to reach out to me. The final thought tonight is this. Yeah, anytime that we start a new journey, I always have the image of a mountain in my mind. So right now, we're at the bottom of this mountain. We have not started the trek up the mountain as of yet. And in these kind of situations, there are 3 types of people in the whole world. There's quitters, campers, and climbers. So the people that we'll refer to as quitters, I know we don't have any of these in the city of Oxford, anywhere in the city of Oxford. They find reasons not to get it done and let the circumstances dictate what their response is going to be. They look up at the mountain. It's too high for them to see the top from where they're standing. The weather's too hot, the weather's too cold, it's too windy, it's too, whatever it is. They realize it's going to be too far to go, it's going to be too hard, and they simply never get started. The next group of people are the campers. Those are the people who start off fast, they get halfway up, they accomplished a lot of things, they get halfway up the mountain, and they take a break. They look back down the mountain where the journey started, and they say, look how far we've come, and look at all these things that we've accomplished. And all those things have been great things. And they say, look down there, look at all those people that were better than, the people that didn't even get started. But then they turn around and they look up the mountain, and they say, well, we've done all this already. I don't know if all that is really worth it. I don't know if I'm really willing to sacrifice that much. So I'm just going to camp out right here in the middle. The third type of person, this is the kind of program that we are. We're a program of climbers. Climbers are the ones that fight every single day to just get 1 step, 1 foot, 1 yard closer to the top. Even if they can't see the top, even if it's a long way away from where they are, even if the conditions are bad, they're still going to fight to climb every single day. Maybe they have a good day. Maybe they reach some goals along the way. Doesn't matter. Get better. Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe they took a step back. Maybe the terrain kind of slid back on them. They fell back further than they were the day before. Doesn't matter. Get better. Every day of success. Doesn't matter. Get better. Every day there may be failures along the way. Doesn't matter. Get better. What happens in the events that happen to us don't matter for climbers. What matters for us is what we do next. So I challenge all of us in this room every single day to keep climbing toward the top. And that is never going to change. No matter what we accomplish in the future, and we're going to accomplish a lot of things. Let's be straight on that. No matter what happens, we're going to continue to climb, and we're never going to be okay with where we are. Again, I'm so happy to be here tonight. I'm so excited. I tell everybody right now, look at the person beside you. Just say, hey, go big go. Now, look to the other person on the other side. That was your second choice. And say, you need to get ready to go a little harder this season. I cannot wait to be your football coach. Thank you all for being here tonight. Go big go.